Fuchs&Hoffmann has been located in Bexbach, a small town in southwest Germany in the heart of Europe, only a few kilometers away from Saarbrücken, for over half a century. Since 2006, one of the most modern installations for the production of cocoa liquor has been located here. Each delivery of cocoa beans which arrives in Bexbach has come a long way. Cocoa liquor is produced solely from one resource: raw cocoa beans, like those here in West Africa. Each bean travels almost 5,000 sea miles and 500 kilometers by land on its way to Fuchs&Hoffmann. But before the cocoa beans can be further processed here in Bexbach, they need to be subjected to strict quality control. Each sample runs through a whole series of tests, and delivery is made only if it meets high European quality standards. Once the incoming goods inspection gives the go-ahead, up to 35 tons of cocoa beans can be unloaded into each silo. From there, the beans are conveyed to the first station, cleaning. In 2 stages, the machines filter stones, fragments of jute bags, and other residues. None of the valuable beans and seeds, referred to as nibs, are lost in the process. This pre-cleaning procedure is performed in the unclean area. From here, the beans enter a room which is strictly separated from the outside world, the clean area. Any contamination of the product from outside via the air is ruled out by the constant excess pressure which prevails here. Furthermore, all machines in the clean area are made of stainless steel. Whoever wishes to enter this room needs to adhere to strict hygiene regulations. In the second station, the roaster, the cocoa beans are roasted by means of a special, highly energy-efficient method. It brings out the full aroma of the cocoa bean, while simultaneously reducing the water content. The valuable cocoa butter, however, remains completely in the seed. Several trays transport the beans downwards, step by step, while at the same time the hot roasting air flows upwards at up to 180 degrees Celsius. The exhaust air, however, has a temperature of less than 40 degrees Celsius. The roasted beans are then sterilized. Hot steam reduces the bacterial load to a minimum, which is essential for maximum product quality and safety. At the same time, the volume of the bean shells is increased by 20%, which allows them then to be separated more easily from the seeds inside. The entire moisture produced during this step is removed again in the final drying container. The steam sterilization, one of the critical checkpoints, can be secured and documented without restriction. In the next step, the beans are subjected to quite an ordeal. A total of 3 breaking and 4 filtering stages are required in order for even the most tenacious of the beans to relinquish their nibs. A rotor hurls the beans against baffle plates attached to the outside, which makes them break. This method treats the product gently while ensuring simple separation of the shells from the nibs. Barely any of the valuable seeds are lost. The mixture of shells and nibs now arrives at the shell removal unit. It sorts them first into 6 groups according to their size. They then fall into 6 separate inspection channels. An air current sucks the light shells upwards, while the heavy cocoa nibs fall downwards. Variations in the shells and weight are compensated separately for each inspection channel by the fully automatic air control system in order to keep the loss of nibs and the percentage of shells in the final product to a minimum. A fly cutter mill initially grinds the nibs roughly before 2 ball mills ensure the cocoa liquor achieves a very high level of purity. The cocoa liquor is then held in large heated storage containers with stirring units. Fuchs&Hoffmann has a storage capacity of over 300 tons here. All data converge in the control room. Only 1 employee is required to monitor and control the entire production process. Modern database systems allow the batch processes to be retraced, take individual recipes into account, and make accounting simple. During running production, samples are already taken regularly at different points, and before the cocoa liquor leaves the factory, it is examined again in internal laboratories by members of quality control. Here, experienced specialists then check whether the product meets the strict guidelines of the Food Ordinance and the individual specifications of the customers. Of course, taste also plays a role. The finished product can only be delivered once the testers are also satisfied with the sensory quality. Every day, several tank lorries are loaded at a closed loading station before they then bring the brown gold to the customer for further processing.